Welcome to another video installment at Los Campeones Gym. Today I wanted to show you guys some basic strongman movements, movements that are very common in most competitions, starting with the axle clean and press. For this movement I'll wear a belt, and starting, if you can, it takes less energy and it's faster if you can go double overhand. And then from here, just pop it up and then press it. To conserve energy and save strength, it's better to do a push press than it is to do a strict press, because in strongman, it's not about form, it's just about doing it. And if it gets too heavy for me to do double overhand, that's where the belt really comes in. It's called a continental clean. So what I'm going to do is go one hand over, one hand under, and I'm going to pop it up to here, and then push it. And then the third way that people do it is I'll start with the over-under, and I switch hands in midair. Takes more skill, but again, it saves energy and it's way faster. Because in most competitions, it's not only max weight, but also against the clock. And so, one guy might get 6 reps in a minute, one guy might get 7. And obviously, that's the difference between winning and losing. But that's the axle. Our axle weighs 33 pounds, and it's 33 pounds because it's 15 kilo. So that's the standard for the strongman. And then for the log press, competitions, they're either going to set on a tire like I have it, or they'll have bumper plates. Most common is going to be on tire. And the reason for that is because if it's on the floor, you have to reach out further in front of you, and it puts a lot of bad strain on your back. And so this way, I can step closer to it, and although strongman is hardcore and it's very tough, it's still safe, and there's certain precautions taken to make it safer. So anyway, this is log. Our log weighs 90 pounds. Typically you just add weights, and then from here, you can either roll it right up, if it's light enough, so I stiff-legged deadlift it, roll it, and press it. But if it's too heavy for that, I will pull it up to my lap. I'm going to get my elbows like this, and I'm just going to roll it up my body. And then as soon as it clears my head, I push my head through so I can use my upper back muscles a lot more than if I stay back the whole time. And then bring it down, roll it down my body, and back down. Log press. A movement you'll see in almost every competition is the Atlas stone loading, and I'm guessing most people have seen the Atlas stone loading. And we have a loading platform right there, but for today I want to show you guys stone shouldering. It's a harder movement, and it's like if you can shoulder it, you can easily load it. And so that's why I do more shouldering than loading. This stone's about 200 pounds. What I like to do in training is just put some chalk on my forearms. It's going to help the stone stick to me a little bit better. In competition, you use, it's called tacky, and that's just really sticky pine tar. But in the gym, I like to train without it, because then when I compete with it, it makes it way easier. So anyway, I'm going to stand right over the Atlas stone, and then I'm going to just come straight down. I'm going to put my hands right where the floor and the stone meet, and then from here, I'm not going to try to, you'll see guys try to hug it, but it's actually more efficient if you just squeeze, really push your forearms against it, stiff-legged deadlift into your lap, and then pull those hands up higher, and then you're going to do a hip thrust, and up. So full speed, these movements, some days I'll do max weight, in which I'm doing just one rep, as heavy as possible. Another day I might do 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 10, especially with the log, well, especially really with any of these, the more reps you go up, the cardio demand is insane, because you're losing literally every muscle in your body to get it up. And so, you get burnt out extremely quickly. So that's how my philosophy for training is. I just try to mix it up, because I don't think you should not go super heavy all the time, because you're risking injury and you're going to get burned out, and you're actually going to get weaker if you keep doing that. So you need to mix it up, doing high reps, low reps, going fast, resting longer, and just mixing it up all the time. And the last one that I want to show you is over here. This is a frame carry. Our frame weighs 85 pounds, and you obviously just set weights there. I always like to grab right in the middle. Some guys like to grab towards the back, but I prefer always in the middle. One good tip with this is step up like you normally step up for a deadlift, and then take a little step forward. That's going to give you a lot more quad drive. And for this, it's just going to make it easier, and the goal is to make it as easy as possible so you can move it as fast as possible. And then I'm going to really drop my hips through. I'm going to keep my shoulders tight the whole time. You see a lot of guys, it looks like they're almost walking downhill with it. And so from here, I'm going to take fast little steps. And then turning and back. Once guys take too big of steps, they lose their balance and they get all over. So it's better to take fast, small steps. Now, in some competitions, they require you to, make a turn and come back. In other ones, they make you drop it, turn around, pick it up, and come back. And in other ones, they don't say, and so whichever one works better for you. And in all competitions like that, everyone's doing different stuff. So you just got to find out what works better for you and what's more efficient. Usually, the heavier it is, the less likely you are to deadlift it again and just make the turn. And same with that, some will be for max distance, meaning go until you can't carry it anymore. Some will be, like a down and back as fast as possible. And a lot of times they'll put it in a relay as well. So it'll be like carry it down and back, then carry a sandbag, and then carry a keg. It's very common. So that's 4 very common movements and just some tips on how to train for it. Thanks for watching.